Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Episode Danganronpa. Und tja, wir versuchen jetzt alle Leute davon zu überzeugen, was hier abgeht. Oder denen erzählen, was hier abgeht gerade. Ich finde es immer noch ein bisschen kritisch. Aber okay. So, die sollen angeblich hier sein. Oder sind die sogar runtergegangen? Lass mal, bei wem klopfen wir zuerst? Byakuya. Ey, was geht ab, Alter? This is because of is he inside? Knock, knock.
Hey.
I don't think he's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. Oh, bestimmt nicht. Wird mir das angezeigt, wo die sind? Sind die vielleicht jetzt im letzten Gebiet? Lol, ich habe nur so wenig Gebiete. Okay, gehen wir mal runter, oder? Ist es zu? Vielleicht, weil Nighttime ist, sind die hier. Das wäre doch typisch. And suddenly we were greeted with you again. That is irgendeine IP-Adresse? Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let a sigh of relief. Ah!
is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto. Huh? You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that? I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone was there, all my friends who struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up. Oh.
What?
What's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, it seriously stinks. It's Makoto, it smells like a wet dog. Get away. And in a flash, my tears dried up. Okay, Byakuya, bist der Intelligenteste hier. I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me neither. Do you realize why it is he escaped execution? It was alter ego, he saved my life.
Right.
Not too many people can say that they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. Ja, sag dir mal was hier, Kyoko. There's no time to include an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you. All. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class
In
trial?
other words,
We're going to redo Mokura's trial. Wait, seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it. Like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What, you're saying the mastermind killed Makuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did
You
say?
spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? Genau.
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the black ant, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the black ant is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules, which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time. And the mastermind agreed. Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, right?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial, when you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean.
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. So knowing all of this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind. But there's more to it than that, correct? Yes. For us to win this, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we have been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway.
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone?
I hate you.
Who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? Meanwhile, I want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. Anyway, at this point, the only way to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive final battle. Rather interesting development, I would say. But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Makura and all the school's mysteries, it's pretty tall frigging order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemies now. So if you work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we will solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that, huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries. That's what I thought at first, too. Until Mokuma gave us that little hint of his. I know, but okay, enough puns anyway. Here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step into Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Mokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. But why?
So
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in this killing game. Then the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukura and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them.
that's right.
And those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive, are the people standing right here. Did I continue? Do I get you now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way.
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say that for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us. It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they are an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they did have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but
I don't care how sneaky you are, we would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right, right?
Then maybe Monokuma was one autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still.
This is a school announcement.
It's now officially?
You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit.
Okay.
Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Wer sagt, dass der Monokuma kontrolliert, auch der Mastermind ist? How very ingenious me of him to unlock all the rooms.
Fine.
The time to talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation, but I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
Name of my
At this
family.
point, I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like caffeine with cream without the cream or coffee. You're totally useless. So bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall, and now she's gone. Are you gonna go off by yourself, right, Makoto?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
Just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Everyone is really gonna go off by themselves. What about you, Hina? I guess I would do the same. I mean, it's not that I don't trust anyone, you know?
I mean,
But up until now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depend on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useful. If you hadn't been here, I would die. Makoto, it's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
okay.
So I figure at least here at the end, I maybe can find something that will help us all to get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. See you later. And once again, just two of us, indeed. So you're gonna go off on your own too, right? Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we are going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
So,
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as splitting up to cover more ground, and then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So then,
Well, I would better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
No matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth, by any means necessary. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin a search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's why I have to prove that it mustn't. I will prove that the mastermind isn't one of us, or expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. Ooh. I guess I will start by taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion victims' identities, they were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. He had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikosaba, then we will know who the mastermind is. So, where should I start my investigation to figure who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. Yes. Okay. Garden und Dojo. Places to check. Ich will mir zuerst die Dorms anschauen. Oder? Data Center, okay. Fangen wir damit an.
Hey, Makoto.
Ah, Makoto. What are you doing here? Yeah, I can't but wonder what about Monokuma doors. I got all the doors in this guy been locked. That one should open, right? Although I couldn't bring myself to open it. Because it might explode, right? Okay, so I guess I will open it. Oh wait, let me take a cover first. I don't want to get exploded. Okay, go ahead. Everything will be okay, right? There was no explosion, thankfully. The first impression was, this place is totally sci-fi. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. What is this evidence? It looks like some kind of control panel. It's really over the top though, like some kind of military installation or something. It kind of looks like a mech cockpit, right? Hifumi probably freak out if he saw it. So the Monokuma room has a control panel that looks like some kind of cockpit. That could mean, alright, let's start poking at it or whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons. But it was too late. He was already jabbing away at the control panel. Did you hear that? Yeah, I think it came from the other room. What did you push? I'm not totally sure, but I think it was one. The button says data center. Data center? I took a good look at the control panel and I saw a bunch of buttons, each with names of the room next. Just like I said, there was one labeled data center. There must be one she pushed, but the data center is next door. The room we're just in, that's where the strange noise came from. I would probably better go and check it. Yes, please, I'm kind of scared out of my mind right now, so I will just cheer you on from there. Der ist jetzt da, oder? Did I just hear what I think I heard? Is that Monokuma? Hey, grr, give me all your donuts. Is that you, Hina? What? Ah man, busted. How did you know?
Say what?
Anyway, what is it? Some kind of remote control camera kind of setup? You don't even know what you're controlling? Well, I mean, I can't really see anything from in here.
Found it.
Ah, I guess what I found is self-destruct button. Whatever you do, don't push it.
Too bad.
Ah man, were you seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with the Monokuma drawing on it and the control panel inside. Oh yeah, Makoto, what the heck is that just now, Monokuma? What do you mean? What you were controlling just now, it was Monokuma. Monokuma? For real? Yep, looks like that panel definitely controls Monokuma, which means the mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. Yeah, they were definitely in here. The mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. And this control room is totally separate from the data center areas with all the monitors. In other words,
Hey,
maybe the mastermind can't monitor us and control Monokuma at the same time. Kyogo's story was right. Theory. But if the mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, that means they've been inside the school this whole time, right? I guess that would have been true. But if that's true, it's very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step into Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. Okay. There's no May, right? What's wrong, Makoto? I don't like that face you're making. It's nothing. Okay. What about you? Is everything okay? Oh well, this is where the mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something. I can't say it isn't possible, but I really hope it's not true. So like, if you wanna leave soon, there's still lots of other places to go check. What's wrong, Makoto? Let's hurry up and get out of here. 9. Click. As soon as the door to the letter was closed, I hear a strange sound. What was that? The door, it just locked on its own. What? My hand shot out to grab the doorknob. You're right, it's locked, but why? Of course it's locked, because the data center is now restricted.
just a second.
Hey, no fair, you're just can't go restricting whatever you feel like.
Hey,
It's for your benefit, cause if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just up and stopped moving. Then that room, as many as you've guessed, that's where my controls are. So right now you're being operated by someone in that room.
yes indeed.
Correct, Mandu.
You're a liar.
But that doesn't make any sense. We were just in there and we didn't see anyone. Oh, you didn't, did I? Are you sure you were as through as you could have been? Yeah, Did you happen to check a certain suspicious hatch? No way. The hatch on the floor? Too bad, that was your one big chance and you blew it. Of course, that hatch can't be opened from the outside anyway, so whatever. Now then, this room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. I will be relying on you guys to tell the others. He's gone, but was he telling the truth? The mastermind was hiding in there. In fact, if you think back to when we got locked out of the control room, that proves it for sure. Then when I said we should leave, well, that hatch couldn't be open from the outside anyway, so it's not your fault. Okay then. Anyway, we don't have to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most out of the time we have left. You're right. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's keeping my body moving. Okay, I'm gonna run around and tell everyone what we have found. Nice.
You got it.
Okay, I'm out. See you later. So. Wait, this isn't built fun. This is the headmaster's room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this will be my first time seeing for myself. Makoto, it's you. Oh, Byakuya. Well, you come to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting? What do you mean something interesting? Take a look at this. It was on top of that pathetical ostentatious desk. Class 78 student registry. It contains profile for all of us and Mukuro.
So in other
Apparently
words,
class 78 refers to us. Wait, when we found Mukuro's profile in Kyoko's room.
I see.
That's right, as I mentioned class 78. This must be where Kyoko got that page. And since the rest of our profiles are listed in there along with hers, there can be no doubt Mukuro was a student here at Hope's Peak, just like the rest of us. Mukuro Kyosaba, the 16th student. That must be how Kyoko learned about it. But it seems that Kyoko was in a hurry. What do you mean? I'm talking about when she stole it. The uneven tearing, the way the paper had been crumpled, she must have been in a hurry. Well, since she snuck in to get it, I'm sure she wanted to get out of as fast as possible, but what's your point? She was in so much of a hurry that she only got the first page. Correct, Mukuro's profile actually contains 2 pages. What?
So
In other words, when it comes to this profile, there was more information on Mukuro than we still didn't have. What kind of information? Why do you ask me to explain every single little thing? You can read, can't you? Seems to be some kind of detailed report put together by the headmaster himself. We don't know what kind of man he was, but I'm glad he left us such an interesting clue. Mukuro appears suddenly in the background and the city floats, but close but just out of reach. The entity known as the ultimate despair. Right now I can't be sure if this is a single person or some kind of group. Whatever it is, Mukuro definitely has some sort of connection to it. I have a bad feeling about all this. I need to push forward with my research into the ultimate despair, and I need to pay attention to Mukuro's behavior too. And this is just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous. Despite the countless battles she must have gone through as a member of Fenrir. When she entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. That fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. Naturally, I want to believe in her. She's one of my students after all. But if I decide she's a danger to the other students, I will be forced to take all responsible measures. Mukuro was part of the ultimate despair. I don't think there can be any doubt about it. But wouldn't that mean Mukuro and the mastermind were allies? So why would they kill Mukuro? Plus even the headmaster seemed to be afraid of what Mukuro was capable of. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Or maybe it means the mastermind is even stronger than Mukuro was. What's wrong, huh?
That's fine.
You seem to be lost in thought, but I should probably point out one other thing. There's another important bit of information within the file that you should note. What is it? Did you notice the picture in there? A picture of a girl perhaps you have never seen before? A girl who seems to be included as part of our class 78? That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. And further information about that girl is included in the file. Okay, well, what do you think? What do you think? Are you asking me? Like, if she has a nice body? What I'm trying to tell you is maybe you will want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean... You're trying to say... Das wollte ich sagen. There is a chance the body isn't actually Makuro. Personally, what I'm thinking seems all but impossible, but I wouldn't hurt to confirm, right?
It's all clear now.
That's all was I trying to say. What do you do with that information is your business. So... Das wollte ich auch gerade sagen. Das passt doch alles nicht. One last thing. It's a bit of advice from me to you, so I suggest you pay attention. Advice for me? You seem to be getting along with Kyoko quite well. It's not that we're getting along, she's just done a lot of help to me. Well, don't put too much faith in her. Huh? The cost of that faith might be more than you can afford. What are you saying? Just what I think. Call it a hunch. A hunch? But my hunches tend to be proven right. The advice is free this time. Take it or don't, as you will. There are documents scattered all over the floor. Somehow it makes me feel anxious. Okay. Wir sind hier fertig. Hier sind wir fertig. Ah, hier. Dojo, Garden und das Chem Lab. Wir gehen zu den Räumen als letztes hin. Als allererstes möchte ich hier mal ins Biolab. Well, here I'm in the biolab. It's so cold. It's like abnormally cold. I feel like I'm a giant refrigerator. Seriously, why is it so cold? Ist hier keiner? It's so cold. Why is it cold in here? That's the first thing I need to figure out. A stack of tarps here. Been seeing a lot of those things lately. There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. And on the left side there's a bunch of glowing blue lights. But on the other side... Oof, da sind die Leichen drin. There's some kind of weird machine built into the wall. Yes. Okay. Ja, mach doch mal auf. There's some kind of machine, ja. Achso, auf. Ja, soll ich nochmal hingehen oder was? This one, So this kind of booklet. It looks like an instructional manual. We offer an eco-friendly alternative to standard dry ice for all your cadaver needs. In addition to the chemical lamps, we also provide an ozone generator for the removal of ethylene gas. Simply insert the cadaver and the blue light will let you know the automated systems have activated. Temperature and humidity levels will be adjusted automatically for optimum settings. With your system you can keep a body fresh as a daisy for as long as you need. In the unlikely event of a problem, the red light will activate and an alarm will sound immediately. The exterior is stainless steel and we do offer an optional leather upholster upgrade package. Kind of makeshift Morgan, okay. Looks like it's set up to what the slot is occupied when the light comes on, which would mean inside each slot lit up in blue, another one of the victim is. Wie viele Lights sind dort? Da sind 8 in jeder Reihe. Und es leben noch 7 somit. Okay. Ja, wir sind doch nur 6. Oder ist die Leiche schon verschwunden? Huh? It's gone. Makuro's body. It's not here. The Bonakuma flower. Is it true? Does it really eat paper plastic people? The killer used the tarp to keep the sprinklers from getting the body wet, which means the killer might have left some clues behind here. I didn't notice this before, but there is a small stamp on some of the tarp. It says Biolab. Then this originally came from the Biolab. That's all I really need to check here, okay. Aufnahme ins Dojo. Oh, Toko, this is where you were.
What do you want?
What do you want? I'm so disgusted. You want me out of your sight? No, that's not at all. I just thought maybe you would find a clue. Well, I haven't. I didn't find anything. Not a single clue. Okay, alles klar. Ach so. Das ist jetzt wieder normal, ne? Ne, ist jetzt noch nicht die Mütter. I can't totally imagine Sakura out here using this to train. Ja, ja. Lass uns nochmal in den Locker schauen. There's a bunch of wooden lockers in here. You found a clue in here, but it was just the mastermind's attempt to frame Kyoko. Ja. Also kein Clue hier. Okay. Und jetzt kann ich nach ganz unten oder wie? Ah, hierhin. The gate's open. We can finally check out the second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. This is the second floor of the dorms. It looks like some ancient ruins. Or no, it's more like a battlefield, like a bomb blew up or something. I opened the door, the crate glanced inside and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. Aber stell dir vor, jetzt wird noch irgendeiner umgebracht. Ja, da liegt noch was. Oh ne, das ist ein Zettel. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, just garbage. Oh, nice! Gehen wir mal wieder besser. Okay. Ey, das sieht voll vernünftig aus hier. Okay. Lol. Das Auge, das Ra. Ja, ich weiß sowas. Okay. Giraffenklasse oder was? This room is filled with lockers. It must have been for the Hope Speak students who came before us. Must have been used these lockers. Den kann man doch öffnen. Der sieht noch gut aus. Wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. Must be how I get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers. Okay. Let's just give it a try. No luck. Maybe the only killer, which means none of us can do it. Okay. Uff, geh ich jetzt alle durch oder was? Whatever can. Okay. Da gibt's noch einen. Was will ich da jetzt? Oh, nice. Wir mir sicher noch richtig helfen. Da ist noch einer. Aber eine Münze, nice. Okay, ich glaube, ich habe verzielt. So, ich wollte eigentlich das, ob das irgendwas ist, was man gebrauchen kann. Okay, wenn ich das Area wieder verlassen kann, dann bringt das nichts. Oh no. Oh shit, dann gibt's noch einen Raum danach. This room doesn't feel like a student's room. It's more like adult atmosphere. This is the headmaster's private room, Kyoko.
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret, so I decided to check it one more time. The desk compared to as if belonged to the headmaster. Kyoko almost seems she must be thinking about something and probably shouldn't bother her. Totally obvious. There's a strange gap in the wall. There's some kind of design mistake or a construction defect or something.
So
There's a gap here, but not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out.
indeed.
There's like an open space. Kannst du auf der Map nachschauen? There's like an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space doesn't mean you mean like a hidden room. I think I might know how to open it. How to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
Very easy trick, so easy. Not sure if you can even call it a trick. Enter the right password and the doors should open right up.
However,
But I don't have a clue what that password might be. All we know, it's probably made up of letters or numbers. We can't really go from there. You're right, that's not really enough to go on.
it's true.
I looked through all his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password. When I think of how much time I've wasted on this. Alcohol. Letter chair, okay. I think I might know how to open, but that's
Correct.
which I regret I mentioned. I don't think I'm that kind. Okay, ich wollte schon sagen. Soll ich versuchen oder was? There's a peanut.
It would seem
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The spill has some research result left on it. Then we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair.
however,
There's not much though, nothing we don't already know.
in other words,
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy that happened 1 year ago. They were the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair.
however,
That's all there is. Not too much to is there, but I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigi failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on. I see. That's a good outlook to have. Jeez. So there's zero room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her there's more to it than that. Anyway, if you want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can figure out, no way, I do understand the chance. No wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name? Sorry, I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable after that way she talked about her dad. The idea that she would use her name as his password, knowing how she is, I bet the idea never encountered her. Do you mind if I try it, just to be sure?
No.
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it. Do whatever you want. Okay. Come on. You know, I'm glad I thought of that name.
Hey.
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay, in that case, there goes nothing. I click my set, then turn to face the computer. Let me just type here. What? That did. Kyoko, it worked.
Why?
Why? Kyoko. Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko. Hey Kyoko. I may as well not even have been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on a Valiant thing. A present, wrapped and covered with joy. It's made it so unreal. Better check out this before I do anything. Ha! Better check out that suspicious present. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of bad vibes right now, but I mean, we can't not open it, right? Okay.
Makoto.
Be carefully, Makoto. No, not dangerous, but surprising, probably, huh?
It would seem...
If it's what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you will be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway.
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Are you saying it's something that will make me want to scream? Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a brief breath. Slowly, I lifted up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside and... What was in the box? It was bones, human bones. It was the last thing I expect to finish in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought. What? What's in the box? What's in the box? It was wrapped up all nice, so I never would have guessed what's inside. Human bones. Just as I thought, how could you have not known that? I mean, there were bones and there are human bones. Well, it's not that what I think of the bones especially. I just had a feeling it would be his body. That's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box. Ich dachte, es war der Kopf. Wie heißt der Film? Seven Sins oder sowas. My father. What about him?
Correct.
What you find in the box? Those bones, that body, that's my father. Or at least what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad. The same man he's been searching for. Hold on, how can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him? Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. So the same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible even like that he's somewhere in the school right now. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. The only one to take a single step into Hope's Peak since the killing began are those 16 students. Otego said that the headmaster was probably there in the school, but the only one who were alive at the start of the killing were all 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to
In
assume
other words,
that most likely my father was in the school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Oh no, she wasn't calm, she was only trying to seem calm. She said it just as I thought, so she knew it was a possibility, but I have to believe that at some point she wanted to prove him wrong. which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties, but was that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did not knowing it was something a true Kirigi detective would ever do. She would really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Huh, this picture. It's all faded, must be pretty old. Wait. Ja, das ist ein Bild von ihr. Hey, Kyoko. Peinlich.
Why would
Well,
you...
this is annoying. Came here to cut myself free from the past, and yet... And now find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing that Master had this picture all this time, he must have been really cared about her.
Why?
What? I wanted to face him and tell him himself to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's why the whole reason I came here. Now he's abandoned me again. And this time he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. The headmaster's desk. It's probably hitting some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without her permission.
Hey.
Don't worry about me, feel free to look around as many as you like. Are you sure? Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't. Starting from the top, I open all the desk drawers and look inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated document, but in the last drawer... It's an e-handbook, right? There's a label on it, it says, in case of emergency. I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster desk. A handbook with no limitations, given to the school ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what that is, and
It would seem...
I might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it there. Then, guess I will take it. Is it really okay?
Hey.
Listen, Makoto. Huh? Can I ask you a favor? What is it?
So...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this, and I know it's only inconvenience you that much more, but could you leave?
Correct.
Just for a little while. I would just like to be alone for a bit. Don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little.
Just
I need to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before that the relationship you had with your dad, how you only connected by blood, not by heart and soul, but maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory, a game theory, and this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened, what I went through. That probably can't be solved so easily. You're right, I'm sorry. Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then I will see you later. Is she really okay? Kyoko must have been completely shocked to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. To find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father, they killed him. The headmaster is dead. The one leading to Hope's Peak staff, the one who finalized the plan to isolate you, was the Hope Peak's master, so the same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he is somewhere in the school right now. But if we were wrong about that, the headmaster wasn't the mastermind? Which means the mastermind's true identity is... It's a very polarizing approach, I know. But killing him against 16 participants, all of them high school students. The only people to take a single step into Hope's Peak since the killing began are those 16 students. 15 was made in the mail haul. Add Makuro to the mix and you get 16. Including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. Even Makuro. So the ones still left alive are me, Byakuya, Hiro, Zoko, Hina, and Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive. And there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There just has to be. Boah, ich werde darüber nachdenken müssen, Leute. Aber Leute, das war's mit dieser Episode. Wenn es euch gefallen hat, lasst gerne eine positive Bewertung da. Und wir sehen uns in der nächsten Episode. Bis dann. Ciao.